The Lost Space Colony Part 8. Following humanity's epic struggle against the Prometheans, Earth emerged profoundly changed. The Prometheus mission, initially a symbol of hope, unwittingly triggered events that altered human existence, revealing genetic mutations, advanced technologies, and even the emergence of new beings. These developments promised transcendence but also presented new existential threats, particularly as humanity discovered propulsion systems that challenged the very fabric of spacetime and regenerative therapies that hinted at immortality. The discovery of the Prometheans' true intentions led to a devastating war for survival. Humanity's innovative response, combining resistance with technological advancement, culminated in the creation of an airborne vaccine that significantly reduced the Promethean threat. The human resistance utilized guerrilla tactics and repurposed Promethean technology to destroy their base, achieving a major victory but also causing significant loss of life and moral complexity. Now, Earth stands at the threshold of a new era. The transformation of the Promethean crater into a fortified hub of human activity symbolizes the shift from survival to proactive growth. This hub not only represents humanity's resilience and hope but also serves as a strategic point for planning future endeavors. However, despite global progress, South America remains a formidable stronghold of remaining Promethean forces, heavily fortified against any attempts at liberation. The Prometheans' defenses include anti-air and maritime barriers, effectively isolating the continent from the rest of humanity's advances. In response, the global coalition has initiated Operation Underworld, a bold strategy involving the construction of subterranean tunnels to infiltrate South America and distribute the vaccine covertly. As the narrative continues, the Resistance's underground efforts begin to bear fruit, marking a significant turn in the ongoing war. The Prometheans, caught off guard, scramble to counteract this new threat. Meanwhile, a new challenge emerges with the introduction of the Breathstealer, a genetically engineered plant by the Prometheans designed to make the air unbreathable for humans but hospitable for their physiology. The Resistance now faces the dual challenge of combating both the Promethean military forces and this insidious new biological weapon. The ongoing conflict is marked by a stalemate, with both sides adapting and evolving in their tactics and technologies. The story of humanity's struggle against the Prometheans continues to unfold, shaped by the enduring themes of identity, resilience, and the quest for a peaceful future. The resolution of these conflicts and the exploration of new scientific discoveries promise to define the next chapters of this saga. As humanity and the Prometheans vie for control of Earth, the stakes remain as high as ever, promising further challenges and triumphs in the episodes to come. In the aftermath of Earth's transformation into a battleground divided between humanity and the Prometheans, the planet now reflects a stark dichotomy of ideologies and ways of life. The seismic devastation has reshaped Central America into volcanic wastelands, marking a physical and symbolic divide from South America, which has become an impregnable fortress of Promethean power. Here, the Prometheans, viewing their actions as a necessary evolution rather than conquest, aim to elevate humanity beyond its current limitations and prepare it for a cosmic future. On the other side, the remnants of humanity fiercely maintain their identity and culture, seeing the Prometheans not as saviors but as usurpers aiming to replace humanity's essence with something unrecognizable. This ongoing conflict has not only fortified the human territories against further Promethean advances but also spurred innovations aimed at restoring Earth's natural beauty and balance, while the Prometheans continue their outreach into the cosmos, establishing colonies and securing a future they deem fit for transformed humanity. As the centuries roll by, neither side achieves a decisive breakthrough, leading to a complex stalemate characterized by espionage, cyber warfare, and intermittent clashes. This prolonged impasse sparks an unexpected outcome, a focus on internal evolution and the refinement of each faction's strengths and strategies. Amidst this enduring conflict, a momentous discovery from the depths of space emerges, a relic from a long-extinct civilization that offers profound insights into the universe. This discovery prompts a tentative ceasefire and opens the door for potential cooperation between humans and Prometheans, suggesting a future beyond their current conflict. As a new chapter begins, Earth's inhabitants stand on the brink of a new era. The story continues to unfold, shaped by lessons of resilience, the quest for identity, and the realization that their shared destiny might hold possibilities beyond their ongoing war. This sets the stage for a narrative rich with exploration and the potential for a transformative piece. In the unending vastness of space, a relic from a long-extinct civilization floated silently, its origin a mystery that neither humans nor Prometheans could ignore. The fragile ceasefire brought on by its discovery was the first genuine pause in the centuries-long conflict. Both races, locked in a stalemate of endless strategic maneuvering, now faced a new common interest. An artifact that promised new knowledge and perhaps new power had appeared, and both sides were eager to unlock its secrets. The Prometheans, with their superior propulsion technologies, reached the artifact first. Their ship, a sleek vessel designed for rapid travel across the star systems, docked smoothly with the mysterious construct floating between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. As the Promethean team boarded the artifact, they were taken aback by what they found. The technology within was unmistakably advanced, a fusion of Promethean and human engineering, yet far surpassing anything either side currently possessed. The walls were lined with panels of smooth, metallic surfaces that pulsed with a soft, internal light, suggesting a hybrid technology powered by unknown energy sources. The core of the artifact held a large, circular chamber with a console at its center. This console, covered in symbols that were a blend of human and Promethean script, required a dual DNA activation, one human, one Promethean. The implications were staggering. This was a device meant to be operated jointly by both races, suggesting a level of cooperation that had never existed before. Days later, the human reconnaissance team arrived in a heavily armored spacecraft, its design optimized for both defense and diplomacy. Tensions were high as they docked with the artifact, not knowing what to expect from their Promethean counterparts who had arrived first. The initial meeting was tense, with both sides wary but the overwhelming mystery of the artifact fostering a cautious curiosity. The humans were led by Captain Elena Myrov, a veteran of the border skirmishes and a diplomat skilled in extraterrestrial negotiations. Facing her across the chamber was Thaurex, the Promethean commander, known among his people as a pioneer of the cosmic pathways. Under the weight of potential historic significance, both leaders agreed to a temporary peace treaty, Operation Unity. This accord was aimed at exploring and activating the artifact together, a testament to the precarious but necessary trust building between the two races. With the treaty signed, teams from both sides worked together to decode the interface of the console. The combined effort paid off when they successfully initiated the startup sequence. As they placed their hands on the console, one human and one Promethean, the artifact hummed to life, its walls illuminating with holographic data streams and a map of the galaxy that pinpointed other similar artifacts scattered across the cosmos. Suddenly, every screen on the artifact and on every ship and colony in the known universe flickered to life. A message began to play, in a voice that was both alien and familiar, synthesized to be understood by both human and Promethean ears. Children of the stars, bearers of legacy and seekers of knowledge, you stand at the threshold of a journey unlike any you have known. This artifact, a remnant of civilizations long vanished from the cosmos, serves as a portal, a gateway to a universe where the echoes of our existence await new voices to resound through the vastness. In your hands lies the potential to repopulate and rejuvenate a universe that has witnessed the rise and fall of myriad races, including those who constructed this very vessel. It is our hope, our final endeavor, that this ship will guide you across the dimensional boundaries to our homeland, a realm rich with worlds that once thrived under the stewardship of our united peoples. Your mission is one of paramount importance and profound responsibility. To succeed, you must transcend past conflicts and unify, for the challenges of inhabiting a new universe are manifold. Together, you can restore life to the barren planets and establish new societies based on cooperation and harmony. But much attention. The path to our universe is fraught with a barrier that tests the unity of those who traverse it. This barrier. Message corruption detected. Warning. Essential that. End of transcript. The message cuts off abruptly, leaving the crucial warning incomplete and open to interpretation. The sudden end adds an air of mystery and urgency to the already monumental task set before the joint human and Promethean mission. The chamber inside the artifact was filled with a tense silence as the message abruptly halted, leaving the last word hanging ominously in the air: attention. Elena and Thalrex exchanged glances, each feeling the weight of their responsibility as leaders. The message had revealed that the artifact was not just a repository of knowledge but a portal to another dimension, one from where the artifact itself had originated. In the now quiet chamber, the holographic displays continued to shimmer with the soft light of stars and unknown constellations, painting the faces of the assembled teams with blues and purples. The air was thick with anticipation and uncertainty. The artifact had been sent from a universe where a catastrophic event had wiped out its creators, a civilization that was both human and Promethean in nature, suggesting a previously unimaginable unity between the two races in another realm. Repopulate, murmured a Promethean scientist, his voice trailing off as he considered the implications. They wanted us to continue their legacy, to avoid the divisions that destroyed them. But what was the warning about? Elena pondered aloud, her mind racing through scenarios. Her tactical background demanded she consider all possibilities, especially the dangers that might lie through the portal. Thalrex stepped forward, his gaze fixed on the still glowing console. We must repair the message. If there's a warning, it could be crucial to understanding the risks of crossing into this other universe. The combined human and Promethean tech teams set up a makeshift lab around the artifact's console, using both advanced human decryption techniques and Promethean data retrieval algorithms. Hours turned into days as the teams worked in shifts, analyzing the artifact's complex data structure to restore the corrupted part of the message. As the teams labored, an uneasy truce settled over the military forces of both races stationed around the artifact. Joint patrols were organized, and shared meals became common, slowly knitting the crews into a cohesive unit. Finally, the breakthrough came. A young Promethean coder, paired with an experienced human cryptologist, managed to isolate the corrupted data packets and reconstruct them. The teams gathered once again in the central chamber, anxious to hear the rest of the message. The console flickered to life, and the synthesized voice resumed, but much attention. The path to our universe is fraught with a barrier that tests the unity of those who traverse it. This barrier. The message was cut short again, this time by a sudden surge of energy from the console. The chamber's lights brightened intensely, and a three-dimensional map of the universe expanded before them, highlighting a specific pathway marked with fluctuating symbols that none could decipher. It seems this barrier is not just metaphorical, noted a human physicist. It could be a literal blockade in the dimensional pathway, perhaps an energy field or a series of challenges. The leaders convened to discuss their next steps. Despite the risks, the potential rewards of accessing another universe and the technological and cultural advances that might come with it urged them to proceed. More importantly, the possibility of fulfilling the final wishes of a lost civilization added a poignant motivation. "We go together," Thalrex declared, his voice firm. "Whatever this barrier is, we face it as allies. Not just because we must, but because it is the right path." Elena nodded in agreement. "We'll prepare a joint expedition. Selected teams from both races, the best of us. If we are to face tests, we will face them united." Preparations were swift but thorough. The joint expedition team comprised scientists, engineers, soldiers, and diplomats. They were trained not just in their respective fields but also in cooperative operations and conflict resolution. The unity forged during their preparations became the expedition's backbone. As the teams boarded the spacecraft modified to traverse the portal, a sense of solemnity took over. This was no ordinary mission, it was a journey driven by destiny and the chance to avert the historical pitfalls of their predecessors. The artifact's portal activated, bathing the ship in a brilliant, swirling vortex of light. As they approached the barrier, the ship trembled, but the resolve of the crew did not waver. They were ready for the tests, ready to prove that unity could prevail where division had once led to downfall. As the ship penetrated the dimensional barrier, the tests began. They were challenges of both intellect and morality, designed to assess the cooperation and ethical foundations of the travelers. One test involved a simulation of a severe resource shortage, forcing the crew to make hard choices about allocation. Another test presented a scenario of a breakdown in communication, requiring them to rely on trust and nonverbal cues to resolve a critical technical failure. With each challenge, the crew grew closer, their actions becoming more synchronized and intuitive. The final test was the most demanding, a choice between potentially sacrificing part of the crew to save the mission or risking the entire mission to save every member. The decision to risk all for everyone's safety solidified their unity, satisfying the barrier's final requirement. Emerging from the barrier, the ship entered a universe vibrant with unexplored worlds and new stars. Signals from other artifacts, similar to the one they had left behind, beckoned from distant planets, inviting them to continue their journey of discovery in unity. As they set a course toward the nearest signal, the crew, a mix of humans and Prometheans now bonded by shared trials, looked forward to a future not as separate races but as pioneers of a united civilization, ready to rebuild what was lost and explore what might be. This new universe was their canvas, and together, they were ready to paint a masterpiece of collaboration, peace, and mutual advancement. As the combined human and Promethean expedition delved deeper into the newly discovered universe, their sense of anticipation was tinged with an undercurrent of foreboding, spurred by the corrupted ending of the artifact's message. Despite this, the urgency of their mission and the immediate challenges of navigating the barrier took precedence. Meanwhile, in the universe they had left behind, a cataclysmic event unfolded, one that had been millennia in the making. An ancient pulsar, its existence long noted but deemed insignificant by astronomers, reached the critical phase of its cycle. It unleashed a colossal beam of energy, a silent herald of doom traveling across the cosmos for millions of years. This deadly pulse swept through the solar systems inhabited by humans and Prometheans, its intense radiation washing over every planet in its path. The civilizations that had thrived for centuries, those that had survived wars, environmental disasters, and the brink of mutual destruction, found no shelter from this cosmic force. Within moments, the surfaces of these worlds were sterilized, leaving them silent and lifeless, monuments to the cultures they once bore. Back in the new universe, as the expedition successfully navigated the final test of the barrier, their ship's sensors detected an anomaly, a faint, rapidly fading signal from their home universe. The science team, puzzled by the sudden drop in expected communications, analyzed the data. What they uncovered was devastating. The pulse had obliterated all life in their original universe. The crew gathered to grapple with the gravity of their situation. They were now the last remnants of their races, bearers of the combined heritage of two once opposing civilizations. The broken message from the artifact, they realized, had likely contained a warning about this cosmic disaster, a final plea from a long-lost civilization to escape the fate that had befallen them. With the weight of this knowledge, the crew's mission gained a new dimension. It was no longer just about exploration or survival, it was about resurrection. They were the seeds of a new beginning in a universe that had once been home to the creators of the artifact. Determined to honor the legacy of those who had sent the artifact and to avoid the mistakes of their past, the humans and Prometheans worked together to establish the first colony. They named it Unity, a living testament to their newfound alliance. As they built their homes and sowed the seeds of new ecosystems, they integrated the best of both their cultures, creating a society that valued peace, collaboration, and mutual respect. The cities they built were marvels of technology and architectural beauty, reflecting both human creativity and Promethean precision. They repopulate the barren planets, using advanced terraforming techniques developed through their cooperative efforts. As decades turned into centuries, the story of the lost universe became a foundational myth of the new civilization, a cautionary tale of what happens when the warnings of the past are ignored, and a hopeful story of redemption through unity. The last message of their ancestors, though incomplete, had guided them to safety, allowing them to carry forward the torch of consciousness and culture. In the vast, star-filled sky of their new home, the descendants of the human and Promethean races looked up not with fear, but with the determination to thrive and to remember. In their libraries and schools, children learned about Earth and the Promethean homeworlds, about the wars they fought, and about the peace they finally found. They learned that while universes could be lost, hope, unity, and life could find a way to endure. This new universe, once the cradle of their forebears, now blossomed with the sounds and colors of a civilization reborn, a living proof that even in the face of ultimate destruction, life could find a way to begin anew. Dare to venture into the unknown. Join us on a journey where shadows whisper and secrets lurk. Subscribe now and ring the bell to summon fresh mysteries directly to your screen every few days. Ignore this call, and be warned, an eternal curse awaits those who wander in the dark, unguided. Do you have the courage to face the unknown? Your adventure begins with a click. Welcome to the realm where every notification brings you closer to the abyss. Subscribe, if you dare.